Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. OK, let's dive into a comprehensive guide to API testing using Fortify DAST, Dynamic Application Security Testing. This will cover the core concepts, setup, configuration, execution, analysis, and reporting aspects, as well as provide code examples to illustrate certain points. Introduction to API testing and Fortify DAST. What is API testing? API, Application Programming Interface, testing is a type of software testing that validates the functionality, reliability, performance, and security of APIs. Unlike GUI testing that interacts with the user interface, API testing directly interacts with the API endpoints using tools to send requests and analyze responses. It's crucial because APIs form the backbone of modern software systems, enabling communication between different services, applications, and devices. Why API testing is important. Early bug detection. APIs are often developed and integrated early in the software development lifecycle, SDLC. Testing them early allows for the identification and resolution of defects before they propagate to the user interface or other parts of the system, saving time and cost. Core functionality validation. APIs expose the core business logic and data access of an application. Testing them ensures that the underlying functionality is working as expected. Improved security. API testing can uncover vulnerabilities like injection flaws, authentication issues, authorization problems, and data leakage, which are critical for securing the overall application. Enhanced reliability. By testing APIs under different load conditions, you can identify performance bottlenecks and ensure the APIs can handle the expected traffic. Increased test coverage. API testing can achieve a higher level of test coverage compared to UI testing because it allows direct access to the application's internal components. Automation efficiency. API tests are well suited for automation, making it easier to integrate them into continuous integration and continuous delivery, CI/CD, pipelines. What is Fortify DAST? Fortify DAST, Dynamic Application Security Testing, now part of the OpenText cybersecurity portfolio, is a black box security testing tool. It analyzes a running application from the outside, attempting to discover security vulnerabilities by sending various requests and observing the responses. This is done without requiring access to the source code. Fortify DAST simulates real-world attacks to identify potential security weaknesses. Key benefits of using Fortify DAST for API testing. Finds vulnerabilities in running APIs without code access. This is crucial when dealing with third-party APIs or when you want to test an application from an attacker's perspective. Automated scanning. Fortify DAST can automate the scanning process, allowing for regular security testing as part of the development life cycle. Wide range of security checks. It covers a broad spectrum of API security vulnerabilities, including SQL injection, cross-site scripting, XSS, insecure configuration, and more. Reporting and remediation guidance. Fortify DAST provides detailed reports on the vulnerabilities found, along with guidance on how to remediate them. Integration with CI/CD pipelines. Fortify DAST can be integrated into CI/CD pipelines to ensure that security testing is performed automatically with each build. 2. Setting up Fortify DAST for API testing. 1. Obtain a Fortify DAST license and installation. You'll need to acquire a valid Fortify DAST license from OpenText. This typically involves contacting their sales team and discussing your specific needs. Asterisk download the Fortify DAST software from the OpenText support portal. Asterisk follow the installation instructions provided by OpenText. This might involve installing the software on a dedicated server or virtual machine. 2. Configure Fortify DAST asterisk. Asterisk launch Fortify DAST asterisk after installation, start the Fortify DAST application. Asterisk configure a new scan asterisk within Fortify DAST, create a new scan configuration. This is where you'll define the target API, authentication details, scan settings, and reporting options. 3. API scan configuration. This is a critical step. How you configure the scan heavily influences the effectiveness of the testing. 1. Target API definition asterisk. Asterisk URL asterisk specify the base URL of the API you want to test, example https://api.example.com/v1. You might want to configure specific API endpoints later. Asterisk API definition files asterisk Fortify DAST can import API definition files in formats like asterisk Swagger/OpenAPI, JSON or YAML. This is the recommended approach. The OpenAPI specification describes the API's endpoints, parameters, request/response formats, and authentication methods. Asterisk WADL, Web Application Description Language, an older format for describing RESTful APIs. Asterisk WSDL, Web Services Description Language used for SOAP-based web services. Asterisk HAR, HTTP archive. You can provide a HAR file containing captured HTTP requests and responses. This can be useful if you don't have a formal API definition. Asterisk manual definition asterisk if you don't have an API definition file, you can manually define the API endpoints and parameters within Fortify DAST. This is more time-consuming but can be necessary in some cases. 2. Authentication asterisk. APIs often require authentication. Configure Fortify DAST to authenticate with the API properly. Common authentication methods include asterisk basic authentication asterisk provide a username and password. Asterisk API keys asterisk specify the API key in a header or query parameter. Asterisk OAuth 2.0 asterisk configure Fortify DAST to obtain an access token using the OAuth 2.0 flow. This typically involves providing the client ID, client secret, authorization URL, and token URL. Asterisk cookie-based authentication asterisk if the API uses cookies for authentication, configure Fortify DAST to send the required cookies with each request. Fortify DAST typically provides a UI to configure these authentication methods. You'll need to enter the appropriate credentials or parameters based on the API's requirements. Test the authentication to make sure it's working correctly before starting the scan. 3. Scan settings asterisk. Asterisk scan type asterisk choose the appropriate scan type. Fortify DAST offers various scan types, such as asterisk full scan asterisk performs a comprehensive scan of the entire API. Asterisk quick scan asterisk a faster scan that focuses on the most common vulnerabilities. Asterisk policy scan asterisk scans the API against a specific security policy or set of rules. Asterisk endpoint scan asterisk tests only specific API endpoints. Asterisk attack surface asterisk define the attack surface by specifying which API endpoints to include or exclude from the scan. This can be done by providing a list of URLs, regular expressions, or using the API definition file. Asterisk injection points asterisk configure which parts of the API requests should be used as injection points for testing. This includes asterisk query parameters asterisk values passed in the URL, example https://api.example.com/v1/users, ID equals 123. Asterisk request headers asterisk values in the HTTP headers. Asterisk request body asterisk data sent in the body of the request, example JSON or XML. Asterisk crawler configuration asterisk if the API contains links to other resources, configure the crawler to follow these links and discover more endpoints. Control the depth and scope of the crawler to avoid excessive scanning. Asterisk rate limiting asterisk be mindful of the API's rate limiting policies. Configure Fortify DAST to limit the number of requests it sends per second or minute to avoid being blocked. Asterisk user agent asterisk set a custom user agent string to identify the traffic as originating from Fortify DAST. This can be helpful for monitoring and troubleshooting. Asterisk error handling asterisk configure how Fortify DAST should handle errors and timeouts. You might want to retry failed requests or stop the scan after a certain number of errors. Asterisk test cases asterisk define positive and negative test cases for specific API endpoints. This helps to validate the expected behavior and identify potential vulnerabilities. Asterisk custom payloads asterisk you can define custom payloads to use in the scan. This is useful for testing specific vulnerabilities or for providing data that the API expects. For reporting asterisk report format asterisk choose the desired report format, example HTML, XML, PDF. Asterisk report level asterisk specify the level of detail in the report, example summary, detailed. Asterisk severity threshold asterisk configure the severity threshold for vulnerabilities to be included in the report. You might want to exclude low severity findings to focus on the most critical issues. Asterisk destination asterisk specify where the report should be saved, example local file system, network share, integration with a vulnerability management system. Asterisk integration asterisk integrate Fortify DAST with other tools, such as asterisk defect tracking systems, Jira, Azure DevOps automatically create tickets for vulnerabilities found. Asterisk SIEM systems, Splunk, QRadar sends security events to the SIEM for analysis and correlation. Asterisk CI/CD pipelines asterisk trigger scans automatically as part of the build process. 4. Running the scan. 1. Start the scan asterisk once the scan configuration is complete, start the scan. Fortify DAST will begin sending requests to the API and analyzing the responses. 2. Monitor the scan asterisk monitor the progress of the scan in the Fortify DAST interface. You can see the number of requests sent, the number of vulnerabilities found, and the overall status of the scan. 3. Pause and resume asterisk you can pause and resume the scan as needed. This is useful if you need to make changes to the scan configuration or if you want to temporarily stop the scan for performance reasons. 4. Stop the scan asterisk you can stop the scan manually at any time. Fortify DAST will generate a report based on the findings up to that point. 5. Debugging asterisk during the scan, you might encounter errors or unexpected behavior. Use the Fortify DAST logs and debugging tools to troubleshoot these issues. V. Analyzing the results and remediation. 1. Generate the report asterisk after the scan is complete, generate the report in the specified format. 2. Review the vulnerabilities asterisk carefully review the vulnerabilities identified in the report. For each vulnerability, the report will typically provide asterisk description asterisk a detailed explanation of the vulnerability. Asterisk severity asterisk the severity level of the vulnerability, example critical, high, medium, low. Asterisk location asterisk the API endpoint and parameters where the vulnerability was found. Asterisk proof asterisk evidence that demonstrates the vulnerability, example the request and response that triggered the vulnerability. Asterisk remediation guidance asterisk recommendations on how to fix the vulnerability. 3. Prioritize the vulnerabilities asterisk prioritize the vulnerabilities based on their severity, exploitability, and potential impact. Focus on fixing the most critical vulnerabilities first. 4. Reproduce the vulnerabilities asterisk manually reproduce the vulnerabilities to verify that they are real and to gain a better understanding of how they can be exploited. You can use tools like Postman or curl to send the same requests that Fortify DAST used. 5. Remediate the vulnerabilities asterisk implement the remediation steps recommended in the report to fix the vulnerabilities. This might involve asterisk code changes asterisk fixing the code that is causing the vulnerability, example input validation, output encoding, authentication/authorization issues. Asterisk configuration changes asterisk changing the configuration of the API server or related components, example disabling unnecessary features, hardening security settings. Asterisk security controls asterisk implementing additional security controls, such as a web application firewall, WAF, to protect the API. 6. Retest the API asterisk after fixing the vulnerabilities. Retest the API with Fortify DAST to verify that the vulnerabilities have been successfully remediated. 7. Document the remediation asterisk document the steps taken to remediate the vulnerabilities. This documentation will be helpful for future reference and for compliance purposes. 6. Code examples illustrating common API vulnerabilities. Here are some code examples, in Python and other languages, to illustrate common API vulnerabilities that Fortify DAST can help detect. 1. SQL injection asterisk. Explanation asterisk if user_ID is not properly sanitized, an attacker can inject SQL code into the query. For example, if the attacker provides ID equals 1 or 1 equals 1, dash, the query becomes select asterisk from users where ID equals 1 or 1 equals 1, dash. The dash dash comments out the rest of the query, and 1 equals 1 is always true, so the query will return all users. Remediation asterisk use parameterized queries or prepared statements. 2. Cross-site scripting, XSS. Explanation asterisk if the search term contains malicious JavaScript code, example script alert, XSS/script, the browser will execute the code when the page is rendered. Remediation asterisk sanitize or encode user input before rendering it in the response. Use a templating engine that automatically escapes HTML. 3. Insecure direct object reference, IDOR. Explanation asterisk if the API allows users to access resources, example documents, by directly specifying the resource ID without proper authorization checks, an attacker can potentially access resources that they are not authorized to view. In this example, anyone could access documents belonging to other users by simply changing the document_ID in the URL. Remediation asterisk implement proper authorization checks to ensure that users can only access resources that they own or have permission to access. 4. Broken authentication/authorization asterisk. This covers a broad range of issues related to how users are authenticated and authorized to access API resources. Examples include weak passwords not enforcing strong password policies. Session management issues not properly invalidating sessions after logout, using predictable session IDs, not protecting session cookies. Missing authentication exposing API endpoints without requiring authentication. Insufficient authorization granting users more privileges than they need. Remediation Asterisk implements strong authentication mechanisms, example multi-factor authentication. Asterisk use secure session management techniques. Asterisk enforce the principle of least privilege, grant users only the necessary permissions. Asterisk regularly review and update authentication and authorization policies. 5. Sensitive data exposure asterisk. Explanation asterisk if the API exposes sensitive data, example credit card numbers, social security numbers, in the response, it can be intercepted by attackers. Remediation asterisk only expose the minimum amount of data necessary. Mask or encrypt sensitive data. Use data access controls to limit access to sensitive data. 6. Rate limiting and denial of service asterisk. If an API does not implement rate limiting, an attacker can send a large number of requests to the API, potentially overwhelming the server and causing a denial of service, DOS. Remediation asterisk. Asterisk implement rate limiting to restrict the number of requests that a user or IP address can send within a given time period. Asterisk use caching to reduce the load on the API server. Asterisk implement request filtering to block malicious traffic. Asterisk consider using a content delivery network, CDN, to distribute the load across multiple servers. 7. Best practices for API testing with Fortify DAST. Asterisk automate your tests asterisk integrate Fortify DAST into your CI/CD pipeline to automate security testing with each build. Asterisk test early and often asterisk start testing your APIs early in the development life cycle and continue testing them throughout the development process. Asterisk use API definition files asterisk use OpenAPI/Swagger definitions to define your APIs. This makes it easier to configure Fortify DAST and ensures that all API endpoints are tested. Asterisk configure authentication properly asterisk make sure that Fortify DAST is properly configured to authenticate with your APIs. Asterisk customize your scans asterisk customize your scans to target specific vulnerabilities or API endpoints. Asterisk prioritize your findings asterisk prioritize your findings based on their severity, exploitability, and potential impact. Asterisk remediate vulnerabilities promptly asterisk fix vulnerabilities as soon as possible to minimize the risk of exploitation. Asterisk retest after remediation asterisk retest your APIs after fixing vulnerabilities to verify that the vulnerabilities have been successfully remediated. Asterisk keep Fortify DAST updated asterisk keep Fortify DAST updated with the latest security definitions and updates to ensure that you are testing for the latest vulnerabilities. Asterisk train your team asterisk train your development and security teams on how to use Fortify DAST and how to remediate API vulnerabilities. 8. Advanced techniques. Asterisk DAST as code asterisk some newer DAST tools, and potentially future versions of Fortify DAST, allow you to define your DAST scans as code, example YAML or JSON files. This allows you to version control your scan configurations and manage them as part of your infrastructure as code. Asterisk correlation with SAST and IAST asterisk combine Fortify DAST with static application security testing, SAST, and interactive application security testing, IAST, to get a more complete picture of your application's security posture. SAST analyzes the source code, IAST instruments the running application, and DAST attacks the running application. By following this comprehensive tutorial, you'll be well equipped to use Fortify DAST effectively for API security testing and ensure the security and reliability of your APIs. Remember to adapt these examples and principles to your specific API architecture and security requirements. Good luck.